IAS Academy. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about fiscal federalism. Sometime back also fiscal federalism was in news, but let us see why was it in the news last week. So Tamil Nadu CM, Chief Minister, he has alleged that union government is withholding funds for metro rail completion in Tamil Nadu. Okay? So that has been the complaint from Tamil Nadu CM, that union government has not disbursed sufficient amount of money for the development of metro rail development in the state of Tamil Nadu. Okay? In general, South Indian states have this complaint recently, ki there has been reduced fiscal devolution. Despite of them being one of the largest contributors to the country's GDP, the amount of money devolved to them, fiscal devolution, has actually reduced. That is the second reason it is in the news. And third reason is other states are stating that the central government taxation policies, the taxation policies of the central government, it has reduced the aggregate financial transfers to the state. So whatever be the money coming from the central government to the state government, this aggregates have reduced because of the policies undertaken by the central government. Okay? Plus, sometime back, Kerala state government had come up to Supreme Court and was stating that I will have to exceed my borrowing limit. States do have a fixed borrowing limit. Kerala state government went up to Supreme Court that whatever be the borrowing limit allocated to Kerala from the central government, this is not sufficient for the investments to be carried out in Kerala. So we are about to breach this. Kindly give us permission. Okay? So for all these reasons, fiscal federalism has been into news. So let us first understand what is the meaning of fiscal federalism. Okay? Fiscal, we understood fiscal, whenever there is a term fiscal, it is always related to government. Okay? It can be central government, state government, but government के finances से related रहेगी always. Finances of the finances of the government will also be dealt under fiscal federalism. Federalism, now we know, federalism is division of power between central and state government. So if we talk about fiscal federalism, then we are talking about financial decentralization, financial devolution of power, matlab taxation autonomy, matlab who will be owning, if the taxes are earned by the government, what percentage should be kept by the central government, what percentage should be handed over to the state government. All of this can be discussed under fiscal federalism. Okay? So fiscal federalism by meaning it is basically financial decentralization between various powers of the government. So let's say government is itself divided into center and states and local governments. So then fiscal federalism will also be talking about financial devolution in all these three stages. Okay? Now what are the constitutional provisions? So there are certain constitutional backings to this financial decentralization. What are they? First is the 7th schedule. 7th schedule divides the taxation power of the union government with the state government. Okay? So 7th schedule contains union list, state list and concurrent list. ठीक है? So 7th schedule contains 3 lists और जो भी जिसके पावर में आएगा, for example union list में whatever comes up, union list will have the power of taxation and it will also have the authority of expenditure in those sectors. ठीक है? State list and concurrent list. This is one provision of constitution. Second provision is the article 270, which is also talking about division of finances. Ki, if the finance commission recommends ki 42% should be devolved, then it is article 270 which says that this much percentage as per the recommendations of finance commission, this much percentage I am handing over to the state government, this much I am keeping with the central government. This division of finances is discussed under article 270. Thirdly, we have the article 280 which is talking about the finance commission itself. What are the tasks of finance commission? Finance commission will talk about vertical devolution. Vertical devolution will matlab how much money to be kept with the center and what should be granted to the state. Plus it also talks about horizontal division. So state 1, state 2, state 3 ke beech mein what should be the division of money. Okay, what should be the criteria for division of money? All of this is discussed under finance commission, basically vertical and horizontal devolution of money. Okay? Next is the constitutional provision of Article 275 which talks about discretionary grants in aid. Discretionary grants in aid matlab state government if it thinks that this, central government if it thinks that this state government requires certain extra amount of money for this year, ठीक है, or for this specific purpose, so there can be discretionary grants in aid from the central government to the state government, ठीक है. So these are the constitutional provisions which is talking about finance ka division between central government and state government. Now, what are the examples of cooperative fiscal federalism that has been exhibited by Government of India? First major is introduction of GST. Introduction of GST took away the taxation powers, majority taxation power of the state government and handed it over to the state central government. State governments did agree for this, although it took a lot of time, but state governments did agree for this. That was an example of cooperative fiscal federalism. Cooperative matlab, I will work for your betterment, you work for my betterment. That is cooperative fiscal federalism. Okay? Then passage of FRBM. FRBM stands for Fiscal Responsibilities and Budget Management. Fiscal Responsibilities and Budget Management basically says that the fiscal deficit and revenue deficit needs to be under control. Okay? So that is why we call this as fiscal prudent behavior. Prudent behavior matlab cautious behavior. Fiscal Responsibilities and Budget Management is an act which was passed in 2003 itself and was stating that central government in its expenditure or state government in its expenditure must not exceed this much amount of FD or must not exceed this much amount of RD. Okay? So passage of FRBM which has been agreed to by 21 states. 21 states have enacted the FRBM Act, which is also agreeing to this fact that this is an example of cooperative fiscal federalism. Third example is the performance based grants. Performance based grants which is granted to states. That let's say कि you are showing better performance indicator in health. So there will be certain performance grants. Better performance indicator, let's say with respect to population control. So some performance grants will be granted to you. Okay? So these are some of the performance based grants and which is also an example of cooperative fiscal federalism. That please cooperate with me for the betterment of the country. If you are cooperating, let's say in health sector, in education sector, in standard of living sector, so then I will be granting you performance based grants. Okay? Now, we understood the meaning of fiscal federalism, but then there are challenges to this. The challenges is exhibited by this fact that Tamil Nadu CM is stating that I am not able to get sufficient amount of money for development of metros. Ya fir Kerala state government going to Supreme Court and stating that I want to exceed my borrowing limits. So this shows that there are certain persistent problems, some grievances kept with the state government against the central government in terms of fiscal decentralization. Okay? So what are the current challenges to fiscal federalism? First is the financial transfers. Financial transfers to states. Okay? This was approximately 35% in 2015-16. In 23-24, central government's transfer to state government has come down to 30%. Okay? And just a reminder that 14th Finance Commission had stated that 42% should be devolved from center to states. Currently, they are granting budget 23-24 की बात की जाए तो 30% itself was granted. ठीक है? Then differential growth between revenue of states and the central government. So central government has earned 2.3 times in past 4-5 years, whereas the state government has earned only 2 times. So that means it is showing that there is disproportionate growth in the revenues of the central government, which is 2.3 times, whereas state government is earning 2 times only. Okay? Third challenge is decrease in grants in aid to states. So grants in aid, we discussed, it was voluntary grant. Voluntary grant matlab कि this much amount, I feel that this state was facing some kind of disaster or became a victim of some kind of disaster, or there was influx of migrants, or there was some or the other issue for which central government thinks that this state government requires some additional help for this year. So that uske liye we have grants in aid. This is purely voluntary in nature and this has also reduced. ठीक है? Fourth problem is increase in share of cess and surcharge. So cess and surcharge, we know both of them are tax on tax. ठीक है? Cess and surcharge are both tax on tax. सो सेस एंड सरचार्ज के साथ ये एडवांटेज होता है कि दिस डज नॉट नीड टू गो इन द हैंड्स ऑफ द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. इफ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट हैज कॉल्ड समथिंग एज सेस, फॉर एग्जाम्पल एजुकेशन सेस, coal cess. So if central government has stated that this is the cess, so they will be owning it, they need not devolve, they need not distribute it amongst the state government. ठीक है. So the share of cess and surcharge, this was 5.9% in 2015-16, this has increased to 10% in 23-24. ठीक है. And this surcharge 10.8% plus 30% that they are granting currently, this together account for 40%, 41% approximately is being granted by the central government. 14th Finance Commission, as we discussed, had recommended 42% devolution. They are currently doing it 41%, and this is the distribution of that 41%. 30% handed over to the state government, but 10%, 10.8% for that matter, 11% approximately has been called as cess and surcharge and is not being handed over to the state government. ठीक है. What are the other challenges to the fiscal federalism? One is the centralization of public expenditure. Public expenditure मतलब कि government will invest some amount of money in development of public infrastructure या public betterment, health, education, standard of living, infrastructure development, road, bridges, railways. So all of this will be part of public infrastructure expenditure. So how do you invest in public expenditure? By carrying out central sector schemes or centrally sponsored schemes. ठीक है. Central sector and sponsored schemes together had promised 19.4 lakh crores. ठीक है. But what is being currently granted is only 4.25 lakh crores. ठीक है. So there is a very meager amount of what was being promised that is being handed over through central sector scheme or centrally sponsored schemes. ठीक है. Then we have interstate inequality in CSS scheme. Centrally sponsored scheme, let's talk about. सेंट्रल सेक्टर स्कीम तो मतलब 100% फंडेड बाय द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. ठीक है. सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड स्कीम में सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट विल गिव सर्टेन शेयर, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट विल गिव सर्टेन शेयर ऑफ द मनी. ठीक है. दैट इज व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड स्कीम. तो इसमें कुछ पार्ट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट देती है, कुछ पार्ट स्टेट गवर्नमेंट देती है फंडिंग के पैटर्न में. ठीक है. सो अभी क्या हो रहा है कि वेल्दी स्टेट्स आर एबल टू अफोर्ड दिस अमाउंट ऑफ मनी. ठीक है. बट इफ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अनवेल्दी स्टेट्स, लेट्स से वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट बिहार, यूपी. ठीक है. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट मध्य प्रदेश. ठीक है. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट उड़ीसा, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट राजस्थान. सो इफ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दीज स्टेट्स वेयर आर लेस वेल्दी स्टेट्स और रिलेटिवली पुअरर स्टेट्स, सो फॉर देम स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का अपना टैक्सेशन पावर्स बहुत कम है. ठीक है. For wealthy states, they are able to generate some amount of money and they are able to give it in the centrally sponsored scheme. But for these unwealthy states or less wealthy states के लिए this amount is not sufficient. So what do? They will borrow. These states will borrow, and this borrowed amount they will invest in the centrally sponsored scheme as the money from the state government. This borrowed money will become the money from the state government, and then the central government will give its own share. ठीक है. That means they are not able to come out of the debt itself. ठीक है. So this is the problem which we call as the interstate inequality in the centrally sponsored scheme. ठीक है. Then there are certain issues with GST also. In goods and services tax, first of all, it has not been properly implemented. So because it has not been properly implemented, central government had promised that until and unless you are facing losses because of the implementation of GST, we will be granting you money from the GST compensation cess. But GST compensation cess has been discontinued. So the central government stopped giving the GST compensation cess itself. So there is a huge chunk of revenue loss for the state government. Plus there are erosion of the state taxation powers also. State was having certain powers of taxation which has been eroded because of the presence of GST, and the GST compensation not even granted has put states in a very weak, financially weaker position. ठीक है. So these were the existing challenges to this fiscal federalism. Now what is the significance? What will happen if there is lack of cooperation in terms of finances between central government and state government? So what is the significance? First major significance is addressing the diversity and disparity. So this cooperative federalism or fiscal federalism, matlab there is cooperation between central government and the state government in the horizontal and vertical devolution of money. It will help us to address the diversity and disparity related issues. For example, it will help us address regional imbalances in tax sharing. So, state governments are contributing significantly to the country's GDP. They are not able to get sufficient amount of money. The intention of federalism is I am giving someone more, giving someone else less. That is because somebody needs more help. ठीक है? So, tax sharing, grant in aid and performance based incentives में regional imbalances can be addressed using fiscal federalism. Second is it promotes cooperation and consultation between states. So, for example, negotiating the sharing of resources, for example, with respect to GST, how much money should be kept by one state, the other state will keep how much amount of money. इसके भी लिए भी there will be cooperation and consultation between states, ठीक है? Because the idea itself is fiscal federalism, so there is consultation with the state government. अच्छा, you keep this much amount of money, you give me this much amount of money. This is the significance of cooperative federalism, ठीक है? Third is ensuring fiscal discipline. तो through FRBM acts we are able to ensure the macroeconomic stability कि आपका fiscal deficit इसको cross नहीं करना चाहिए. Your revenue deficit should not be crossing this much. So fiscal and revenue deficit को control करके we are able to move in a financially prudent manner. Prudent manner मतलब careful manner. ठीक है? So FRBM act helps us, and FRBM because it has been implemented in the states also. So it will help us to overall gain macroeconomic stability. Large indicators of finances में you will be able to see that we are all stable. ठीक है? Plus enabling decentralized governance because it is fiscal division of power. So there will be some taxation power with the central government, some taxation power with the state government, some taxation power with the ULBs, urban local bodies or Panchayati Raj institutions. So it will lead to empowerment of state and local government and will help in grassroots democracy. So if you are giving the taxation power to the state government, to the local government, then we will help in strengthening of the grassroots democracy. People will be more participative in the grassroots democracy. ठीक है? Another major advantage is undertaking the economic reform. So if we have to carry out economic reforms, अच्छा आपके एरिया में health is the problem, I need to invest more. आपके एरिया में education is the problem, I need to invest more in education. आपके एरिया में infrastructure is the problem, so I need to invest more in infrastructure. So इस तरीके की regional imbalances, local areas का जो demand रहेगा उसको cater करने में आसानी होगी. ठीक है? So it will also help us in undertaking economic reforms such as LPG reforms वगैरह भी कुछ large macro economic data या reform करने के लिए we will be having some kind of stability. ठीक है? Talking about what has been the recommendations of Finance Commission so far, especially talking about the 13th, 14th and 15th one. ठीक है? So 14th Finance Commission, as we discussed, has spoken about vertical tax devolution. Initially it was 32%. 14th Finance Commission had recommended that we need to increase it to 42%. 42% को they later on rectified and then said that we need to maintain 41% of tax to be devolved from the central government to the state government. ठीक है? Then talking about the horizontal distribution. Vertical we understood, this is from central government to the state government. But horizontal distribution is interstate. ठीक है? ये इतना important क्यों हो जाता है horizontal distribution? क्योंकि ऐसा ना हो कि somebody starts getting more money, somebody starts getting less money. In that case, there will be secessionist tendencies amongst the state to break out of the union. ठीक है? So horizontal distribution helps in division of finances amongst the state governments. ठीक है? 15th Finance Commission had set up certain rules, certain terms of reference. For example, income distance को they have given 45% weightage, population को 15% weightage, area को 15% weightage, demographic performance को 12% weightage and forest ecology को 10% weightage. So this much, इसमें आप कितना invest किए हो, how much are you able to improve in forest ecology, how much are you able to improve in population criteria, how much are you able to improve in demographic performance. So on that basis I will be giving you certain amount of marks. ठीक है? And on that marks only I will be deciding how much money should be allocated to you. ठीक है? Then talking about the grants in aid, there are certain specific states which requires assistance या reforms. ठीक है? उन सभी को असिस्टेंस या रिफॉर्म्स प्रोवाइड करने के लिए ग्रांट्स एंड एड हैव बीन रिकमेंडेड बाय फाइनेंस कमीशन. And lastly, fiscal consolidation. For example, 12th Finance Commission had recommended that we need to have a multi-dimensional restructuring. कि गवर्नमेंट अपने फिनेंसेस को कहाँ कहाँ करती है, व्हाट आर द एक्सपेंडिचर्स ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट, इसके लिए सम मल्टी डायमेंशनल अप्रोच इज रिक्वायर्ड. अच्छा, फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस इज अ करंट चेंजिंग टाइम, इसमें एनवायरमेंट बिकम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो योर इन्वेस्टमेंट इन एनवायरमेंट शुड इंक्रीज, योर इन्वेस्टमेंट इन डेटा साइंस एंड आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस शुड इंक्रीज, your investment in let's say outdated technology should decrease. ठीक है, so 12th Finance Commission recommended a multi-dimensional restructuring of the government finances. These were the previous recommendations of the Finance Commission. Now, because 16th Finance Commission is already set up, so what do we recommend to the 16th Finance Commission? First is we need to enhance the devolution by 16th Finance Commission. As we discussed, 32% से ये बढ़ करके 42% हुआ. The same Finance Commission, 14th Finance Commission asked to reduce it to 41%. But ये 41% में भी 30% is given to the states from central government. But almost 10.8%, this much has been kept as cess or surcharge. ठीक है, so that means totally speaking only 30% is being granted from the central government to the state government. So this we need to enhance. That is one of the recommendation to Finance Commission. Second is rationalization of public expenditure. We need to rationalize कि how much money are you going to allocate in central sector scheme, how much are you going to allocate in a centrally sponsored scheme. This iska rationalization, some rule, set of rules on the basis of which I have divided the money, allocated the money to central sector scheme versus centrally sponsored scheme should be carried out. Next is addressing the GST related concerns. GST से related two major concerns we have studied. एक तो compensation cess नहीं दिया गया, plus it led to states evasion of taxation powers. ठीक है, so how do you resolve this? Anomalies related to integrated GST. Integrated GST में there is one problem, that it promotes the consumer states and demotes the producer states. So it favors consumers rather than producers. इस anomaly को we need to resolve. ठीक है. Second is broaden the scope of GST. We need to include more and more things under the purview of GST. पेट्रोल डीजल भी आ जाएगा, तो states will have more greater taxation powers. ठीक है. Then we need to reduce the cess and surcharge, as we discussed. This needs to be reduced. This 10.8% needs to be reduced. Then relax the borrowing restrictions on state governments. For example, Kerala, as we discussed, Kerala has already made an appeal to the Supreme Court that we will have to breach our borrowing limits. ठीक है, so that needs to be relaxed, or at least we can keep up a range for this. Instead, we can have a range for domestic borrowings basically. ठीक है. We also need to revisit the 7th schedule and the taxation power of Panchayati Raj urban local bodies, so that more taxation power is handed over to the third tier of the government. And we also need to minimize or discretionary aspects of transfer. So discretionary aspects of transfer का एक major repercussion ये होता है कि if the political party in the central government and state government are same, तो उनको discretionary grant मिल जाता है. But if the political party at the central government is not equal to the political party at the state government, so in that case discretionary grants are stopped in majority of the cases. So we need to resolve this and rationalize the approach कि on this condition we will be handing over you the grants and aid. ठीक है. So this was all with respect to fiscal federalism. ठीक है. If you have any doubt, please do let us know. I wish you all the very best and thank you so much.